Whereas when you can't stretch these wins out and it's just, it's nice win, good win, confident win, and then it's followed by loss, and then nice win, loss. That those are teams that come out to have losing years, and those teams that don't have good seasons. So you have to find a way to string these wins together and string series wins together.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. This episode of Locked On Yankees is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. The right stay can make you a fan of any city, even your rivals. Check out Booking.com for your stay today. With me as usual is my co-host Brian McKeon. Brian, there
Stacey,
you are.
I forgot what this felt like. A win.
Me too. I didn't like the feeling of the game. We'll talk about that coming up, but a win is a win is a win.
Win is a win.
And they finally have one. Before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast on whichever podcasting platform you prefer. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, like our videos, hit the bell so you're notified whenever our videos go live. So coming up on the show, we will preview the finale between the Rays and the Yanks. And I believe this is the last time they're playing in the Trop this season. Hallelujah. Grading the Yankees. There's an ESPN article that we're going to talk about in segment 2. But first, the Yankees win a game in Tampa. Actually, wait, there's one note I have to say. Okay, so on yesterday's episode, during my rant that a lot of you seem to enjoy, I made a joke about Met fans, okay? And I would like to apologize to the Met fans who actually watched the show. First of all, thank you for watching our show. The Met fans who watched, there's a Cardinals fan who was in the chat the other night. I know we have Houston Astros fans who watch the show and actually enjoy it. And there's some Red Sox fans who watch the show and enjoy it. But to the Mets fans, I was in the middle of a rant and I didn't get to actually explain what I meant when I was talking about Met fans. And one day I will. So I just want to apologize to you all from the bottom of my heart. I love you all like the cousins that you are to us Yankee fans, because that's basically what you are, right?
Your emotions got the best of you. It happens to all of us.
Really, I don't usually freak out like that, and my emotions got the best of me, and I apologize to our friends over in Queens. All right, with that out of the way, the Yankees won. The Yankees won a game. Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was a Trent Grisham game, the Trent Grisham game, right? If you want to call it that.
Amazing.
Had the 2 RBIs and the amazing play in center field that really that helped the game together, because if he doesn't make that play, they absolutely lose this game.
Oh, they definitely
100% chance they lose this game.
Oh yeah.
Other highlights: Stroman was good, not great. Didn't go deep into this game. He was solid. Wasn't great though. And looking forward, I mean, I don't hate a win like this. They didn't play great, and the bullpen, although the bullpen got put to 0 up, they were shaky. Nothing was clean with the bullpen, other than Luke Weaver, who was awesome, came up from the pitch and got the double play. The bullpen itself, Clay Holmes still didn't give me confidence in this game. I don't know about you. I still didn't see Clay Holmes pitch the 4 outs in this game and think, oh, wow, he's got it going on.
Well, the ball that Grisham caught, again, if Grisham doesn't make that catch, the game turns out to be really...
Let's be real,
that was smoked.
The jump was Grisham got a tremendous jump on that ball. I still can't believe how fast he was moving. I didn't think he was that fast, because he was moving, and I thought that ball was for sure in the gap. The ball was smoked. I thought at that point the game was at bare minimum tied. That was the biggest catch of the game by far. And that catch won you the game. It really is crazy. Little plays like that can change the entire outcome of a game, and the entire outcome of. Say the Yankees take tomorrow's game, right? I mean, now you're looking at. You could take 2 out of 3 at Tampa. You completely changed the mindset that you had going forward. That catch could have saved Moon's job.
Yeah.
It could have. So we'll see. I still don't think they fare well again in the Baltimore series. I think it's going to be a tough series for them. Yeah. But we'll see. That was an interesting game out of them. They're going to need a big start tomorrow. But I don't hate the way they looked in this game. To grind it out, a 2-1 win, those wins are important. So I don't hate the way they looked in this game.
Yeah, it was just uncomfortable because it was only 2-1. You kind of wanted them to get at least an extra run because, they've had some history in Tropicana Field and not such great history in Tropicana Field. The Rays have come back on them and have walked off in recent seasons. And I just was envisioning something
I thought they were
happening.
Losing. I thought they were losing this game. I was texting people that I know, like, there's no way they're winning this game. They're going to find a way to lose, because that's the kind of mantra that you create over the last few weeks, right? When you're struggling the way you are, you just give your whole fan base this thought process that they're going to find a way to lose. And that's what we always say about good teams, right? Good teams find a way to win. Good teams, that when they were playing the way they were playing in April and May, you saw them get into a spot where they're down 2-3 runs in the 7th, 8th inning. You knew the Yankees were going to find a way to either crawl their way back into the game or find a way to win that game. Now with a bad team, you feel the exact opposite. You feel like they're going to find a way to lose the game. And I genuinely felt that way today. I was watching the game and I was like, they're going to somehow, some way find a way to lose this ball game. They didn't, thankfully. But you gotta turn this into a positive going forward. You can't let this roll over. I mean, you look at the 14-4 win last week against the Red Sox and you're like, all right, maybe they're turning this thing around. And the next game they followed it up with a dud. You have to start rolling a win into a win into a win and gain that confidence back. You can't follow a win because with this game, right? I mean, they won the game 2-1. It wasn't a blowout by any means, but you win this series, it's totally different outlook. Whereas you win this game, it feels nice tonight, but you go out and lose tomorrow 10-2. It's like, all right, well, you lost the series again, and what does it matter?
Right.
So you got to try and moving forward, get the win tomorrow, move on to Baltimore, and for the love of God, get to the All-Star break.
Yeah. When Aaron Judge got on base, he got the leadoff single, and then they didn't score. I tweeted, wasting a leadoff hit, the story of the 2024 New York Yankees after June 15th.
Yeah, you're right. It's been the whole season. It feels like it's been the whole season. And this stuff wasn't happening early on. Exactly.
But it hasn't been the whole season. But these
last
4 weeks have felt like 4 months with the way they're playing, because, as you said, they'll win a game and then they'll lose 3. And then they'll win a game and lose 4. And it's like, no, you gotta rattle off a couple of wins. You have to win series here. You can't do what they're doing. They could have won the Red Sox series if it weren't for the Friday night game.
You know what's funny too is there were 2 games in the last 2 weeks where you saw them play and you're like, oh wow, this could be a turning point. It was the Blue Jays game. There was the Blue Jays game where they scored like 16 runs, and the Red Sox game where they scored 14 runs. You're like, how do they score this many runs in 2 consecutive games? And then there was this stretch earlier on in the season when they scored like 15 runs in 2 consecutive games. You have to be able to. I'd rather you take those 15 runs and stretch them out over a week, because at the end of the day, it becomes more productive for your team. Whereas when you can't stretch these wins out and it's just, it's nice win, good win, confident win, and then it's followed by loss, and then nice win, loss. That those are teams that come out to have losing years, and those teams that don't have good seasons. So you have to find a way to string these wins together and string series wins together. That's going to start after the All-Star break, because I don't think they're going to have a chance against Baltimore, especially going into the break. Baltimore is going to want to put a little bit of a I wouldn't say a foot on the Yankees' throat or step on the Yankees' throat, but they're going to want to put a big toe on the Yankees' throat.
Yeah. The Yankees, the way they're playing right now, reminds me of the San Diego Padres last season.
Yeah, which is scary.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want a team who's going to score double-digit runs and then get shut out the next day.
Yeah.
And then, because the Padres, I think it took them until August or September to have more than a 3-game winning streak last season.
Yeah.
Like, that's how inconsistent they were. And then they finally started playing better, but it was too late by then.
And look across all of sports, inconsistency doesn't win.
Right.
Football, basketball, hockey, inconsistency doesn't win. It doesn't translate to winning in the postseason. It doesn't translate to winning championships. It certainly doesn't translate to having successful seasons. So, you started the year off so good, you could just as easily lose it. And no one wants to see that happen, but it could easily happen. So you have to try and string together some wins, and just piece together the way that you felt about this team a month ago, a month and a half ago. And if you can get that vibe back in the clubhouse, you can sort of start to turn things around. And then you can start talking about going on a winning streak or making some positive outcomes, because you need to get back in that mode. And that's going to have to, I think the All-Star break does come at a decent time for them, because they can start to kind of get a little break, refresh yourselves. Guys like Gleyber Torres, go on a vacation, go to Chile or go to Peru or something and sit on a beach and relax. Get away. They can allow themselves to do that for a little bit. Obviously Judge, Soto, and somehow Clay Holmes won't be able to do that. But other than that, I mean, we got to talk about that too, because I have no idea how Clay Holmes got in the All-Star game still. I don't know.
I don't either. There are a couple of guys that could have been in there instead of him. It's kind of strange. I don't know if. So I was going to say, I don't know if they felt like some teams had too many people, but the Orioles only have 3 dudes going, and it's like, what?
The Phillies have like 7,
right? And the
Guardians.
The Guardians have 5, right?
Yeah.
The Royals have a few. What was the other team? There's another team that has a bunch of guys. So I'm like shocked that they didn't. Kimbrel has better numbers than Holmes. Why wasn't he?
It almost feels like with Holmes that they stopped the voting for him in like mid-May.
Yeah,
because he had all-star numbers at that point. But if that's the case, then Luis Gil will be in the all-star game. He'd be starting. If that were the case,
right?
And Luis Gil didn't make the all-star team.
Yeah, it is very weird. All right. So yeah, Yankees win. We're so like we don't even know really how to react to this because it feels like it's been so long since they won a game, and
our culture shocked.
It was Saturday. It's Wednesday as we record this, Thursday as you're watching or listening to this, and it feels like they haven't won in 2 weeks, and we're just like, what? Like, because when the game ended, I said, wow, this is a weird feeling. I haven't felt this in what seems like weeks, and yeah, don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button on our videos, hit the notification so you know when our videos go up. Also, reply to the pinned comment on our videos Monday through Thursday. If you want your questions answered for Fan Mail Friday, we do it every week. It's a lot of fun. Or you can join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. The link is in the description. You'll get text from us. I texted out the new look lineup earlier in the day on Wednesday. Got some reactions to that and got some reactions to the win on Wednesday as well. There's a 14-day free trial and it's loads of fun. So coming up next, how are the Yankees doing grade-wise? We're going to find out.
You know that instant confidence boost you get from an outfit that makes you look really good? That's what I get with Stitch Fix. I give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscriptions required. And they send 5 just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and pro styling advice. I keep what works and I send the rest back. And if you don't love something, you just send it back. Shipping, returns, exchanges, they're always free, guys. Style that makes you feel as good as you look. Get started today at stitchfix.com/MLB and get $20 off your first fix. That's stitchfix.com/MLB for $20 off. stitchfix.com/MLB. Must redeem within 7 days of sign up. And Locked On Yankees is also brought to you by Tax Network USA. Here on Locked On Yankees, we pride ourselves in getting you the latest news for your team. And whether it's the offseason, draft, spring training, or playoffs, it's year-round. You know what else is year-round? Collection season. Just because tax season is over doesn't mean the IRS will stop coming after you for unfiled taxes. And the IRS can garnish your wages. They can levy your bank accounts and even seize your property. So don't let the IRS target you. Let the licensed professionals and tax experts at Tax Network USA go to bat for you. With over 14 years of experience and an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau, Tax Network USA has saved their clients over $1 billion in tax debt. And whether you owe taxes, have complicated matters that require tax planning, or finally hit that part this season that can help correctly filing, call 1-800-549-1000 or visit tnusa.com/lockedon. See the link in this episode description below. Welcome back to Locked On Yankees. Locked On Sports Today is a free 24/7 sports streaming channel programmed for you every day to bring you the biggest stories without all the noise. Locked On Sports Today brings you canvas analysis, opinions, and news streaming 24/7 on YouTube or the free Amazon Fire TV channels app. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And don't forget that you can catch every pitch of the Yankees hometown broadcast with SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search the word Yankees. Stacey, there was an article that came out yesterday or today, one of the days. And it was an ESPN article that was grading every baseball team's season so far with a letter grade of how have we done, like you're back in college or something like that. And It's of recent time. This is not like cut off at a certain date. What would you guess the Yankee grade is? I don't think you know what it is. I don't think you read the article, but I'd love to know what you think the Yankee grade is. It's based on the whole season so far.
B.
So you got it. B plus.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say B.
I don't think that's that off, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
What bothered me more about B plus is the fact that the last month and a half has been so bad. And I think for sure before this, they were in the A category. I mean, the pitching staff was so good. The bullpen was so good. The lineup was clicking on all cylinders. And I think there was potential for them to be. I was reading the article before I saw the grade, and I was actually thinking they're going to give them too good of a grade than they deserve. That's what's going to come out of this. They wound up getting a worse grade. I don't know how I feel about a B, though, because I feel like coming into the season and being up as many games as they were at the time they were, I don't know how they wound up finishing up at a B. Because, I mean, they finished off, they started off at an A++++, and they finished off with an F. So does that average out to a B? I don't know. How do you feel about their grade?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure, because I was thinking more B minus, actually. Like that was going to be my first guess, because I'm like, when you think about how well they did the first couple of months and how bad they've done this past month, you know, it kind of averages out more to like a B minus C plus when you put it all together. I feel like that's a better grade because of how, I mean, they've been horrible for a month.
The
like
numbers
not even
really,
bad. Horrible.
The numbers really tell it. I mean, in May they had a 3.06 ERA, and in May they had a 2.44 ERA. In April they had a 3.06. In June they had a 5.26. They jumped a run and a half up. LeMahieu's been terrible. Luis Gil's fallen apart. Somehow they're still on pace to win 98 games, and I think that's why they get the B plus grade, because they're somehow still on pace to win almost 100 games.
Oh, yeah, they still have a 97.1% chance to make the playoffs, according to Fangraphs. Like, Here's
the crazy part, though. You want to know who has the same grade as the Yankees this year, but had a completely different outlook coming into the season? Take a wild guess.
The Mets?
The Boston Red Sox.
Oh, the Red Sox, yeah.
Coming into this year, there was a completely different outlook on the Red Sox. No one even thought playoffs. And now you're looking... The difference in what they've done compared to what the Yankees have done is astonishing. I mean, you're talking about they had a 2 ERA in all of baseball. That's in April. That kind of helped them get off to the start there. But you know what? The Red Sox, they pitch really well. They're a very good, well-rounded team. And I'll tell you this, they're coached way better than most teams in baseball. Alex Cora, say what you want about him, damn good manager. He gets the most out of his teams. And it's something the Yankees haven't had in a while. Some other grades that are notable I think are worth reading. I mean, Philly's obviously A+. They've had an unbelievable year. They do everything well. Baltimore also A+. I don't know how you could convince yourself the Yankees are going to win this division at this point. I don't think they're going to. Cleveland got an A. I think that's deserving. Milwaukee got an A, and Kansas City got an A. The LA Dodgers got a B. I thought that was a little fascinating. And here's a real fascinating one, because this team was probably at a D all year round. The Houston Astros, B-.
Oh yeah, because they're doing what they normally do. Like they're coming back and
follow the standings if you're really interested out there, Yankee fans, because you look at what these teams do and you really can't. It really is taught this year more than any ever has really taught you. You can't judge what a team does 1 year or 1 month and think that that's their mantra. The baseball season is so damn long. If you looked at April and May, the Houston Astros were awful. I mean, they just were. I mean, they weren't winning games. They were losing games at a high clip. Now they're winning. They're right back to their old self. Kyle Tucker is playing like an MVP again. I mean, they're having an unbelievable year. B- is, it's scary to look at where they are and to be at a B- already, and they could easily finish the year at an A with how good they've been. I mean, I fully expect them to go win the division. The Mets are at a C+, and honestly, I'm not going to lie, compared to where the Mets started off, C+ is pretty damn good for what they're at. So are the Washington Nationals, who have had a good year. And that's what bothers me too, is there's a lot of teams on this list who didn't do much in the offseason, didn't improve really much, and they've stayed at that middle ground where they kind of want to. And it feels like the Yankees, who started the year off, and I mean, they were competing with Philadelphia for the best record in the sport. They were for the longest time. And now those two teams look the complete opposite. I don't know what to think about the Yankees at this point. I'm B+, is it a good grade that I'm happy with? Sure. And if you told me before the season started if they were a B+, I would have took that. I really would have. But you tell me now, after what I saw in June, after what I've seen so far in July, that I'm supposed to take B+ and think, oh, that's good. Well, if they're at B+ now, that means they were at an A++ in April and May. So they've really fallen off.
Yeah. I mean, they have. I ranted about it on yesterday's episode.
It's gotten so bad.
Yeah.
What do you think about the lineup shuffle really quick before we get to the break?
I mean, did it really do much?
No, but I do like changing things up a little bit. I do like the idea of showing a different, giving a different feel. You know what? It's more than they've done all year.
I kind of wish that Boone would do the Billy Martin thing and just pick the lineup out of a hat and see what happens. Just once, just to see, because that would be kind of funny. And especially now with social media and just to see people's reactions. Also, poor DJ LeMahieu, man. He gets hit in the hand and then he gets hit in the neck. Like, he's really lucky it didn't hit him here.
Yeah.
He's lucky. If you're not watching on YouTube, I'm pointing at the Adam's apple part of your throat. Like, if he had gotten hit with that ball, that would have been really, really bad. I mean, it was bad enough that he got hit right under, like, where your jaw meets your neck. That
looked brutal.
Woo. So the fact that he stayed in the game and then he went over to first base when they took Rice out, I was impressed that he stayed in the game after being battered twice, because it's not fun getting hit on the hand either. And it's DJ LeMahieu. You would figure, here we go. He's going to be out again for another 2 months, and he stayed in the game. So good for him. But it was quite a interesting night in Tampa. But the lineup, I just was like, when I sent it out to our insiders, I said, so what do you guys think of this? And some of them were like, well, at least they're trying something, right? Like,
that's the way I felt, though.
Yeah,
at least they attempted.
Yeah, they're attempting to change things up a bit. And, again, it was really Trent Grisham. It was him. He got the RBI double. He just missed a home run and then gets the sac fly. And then he saves the game on that catch.
It'll forever be known as the Trent Grisham game.
Yeah, just like the last win was the Ben Rice game. So who's going to be the next hero in the next win? And hopefully the next win will be on Thursday and not Sunday.
30 years from now, you'll look back and say, where was I for the Trent Grisham game?
Yeah.
Mark my words.
I was in my den watching the TV on, one quick thing. Amazon Prime on my TV is absolutely horrible. I can't stand watching it. It freezes. The sound is weird. The picture is crooked. I don't like it at all. I have a Roku TV and I'm constantly having to refresh things because things get stuck. If I try to rewind, it either goes back a second or it goes back 10 minutes.
What bothers me is I feel like a 7,000-year-old man, and I hate that I admit this, but it's the truth. I hate coming home and not being able to find what damn channel the game is on.
Just know every Wednesday it's Prime.
I turn my TV on and I go to the Yes Network, and it's either a mixture of Yankeeography or how to golf or how to
running show,
how to bake a cake or Brian Cashman's daughter talking to Phil Rizzuto or something. Nothing is ever and then one day it's on Apple TV, and then it's on Amazon Prime, and then it's on the Discovery Channel. There's never a day when it's on the same damn channel.
Yeah.
How many days in a row do we go with the Yes Network broadcasting a game? Honestly.
Yeah. Those weeks when they're playing, those weekends when they're playing the Red Sox, and God forbid they're not on,
every game is on a national broadcast.
Yeah, well, at least this time, of course, the Saturday game that isn't a national broadcast, they explode for 14 runs. That would have been fun. That would have been a lot more fun if that were a Fox game and John Smoltz had to sit through that. But no, it was the Yes game. Of course. All right.
It's just so aggravating. And the only time the games are on Yes consistently are the West Coast trips when no one cares.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, I turned it on this. I got home today and I wanted to throw the remote through the television because I turned the TV on immediately, and Yes Network's playing Lifetime Memories of Reggie Jackson, and I'm like, it's 7:15. What? Oh, it's the worst feeling ever. And then you got to go to the Instagram and see what they posted. Is it a Prime TV? Is it a this game or that? Oh my God, enough. And I'm not the old man in the room who's like, I can't find the game. I found it in 30 seconds, but it's just annoying how every night I got to find a different source of where the game's at. It's never consistent.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, we're previewing the finale. It's the rubber game of the series, and the Yankees have a chance to actually take this series.
Look at that.
This episode of Locked On Yankees is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. It's summer. That means baseball, but summer also means travel, so why not mix the two? Don't you think it's time you explored some of those cities across the country that you secretly wanted to learn about? Yes, we're talking about the Yankees' rival cities. If you're planning a trip to Fenway to see the Yankees take on the Red Sox, Booking.com makes it a breeze. And it's not just about hotels. You can choose from a variety of accommodations like bed and breakfasts just outside of Boston, vacation rentals, resorts, and more, all with the convenience of Booking.com. On Booking.com, you can find the perfect stay even in your baseball rival city. And for Yankee fans, that means more than just Boston. It means Baltimore and Tampa. So if you wanted to go to Baltimore this weekend, you should go to Booking.com. You can book hotels that overlook stadiums, book family-friendly resorts as well. And Booking.com has so many choices across the U.S. for your summer travel this MLB season. The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city, even your rivals. Book today on Booking.com, on the site, or in the Booking.com app. And Locked On Yankees is also brought to you by Game Time. If you're looking for tickets for just about anything, check out the app Game Time. Game Time is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and shows near you. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to moments before your event starts and even an hour after it starts. It's the place to find last-minute seats, so if you decide to go to Yankee Stadium at 7:15 or even 7:30 for a 7:05 start, you can still get tickets. You can also find exclusive flash deals and sponsored deals on tickets for concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app today and get $20 off your first purchase with code LOCKEDONMLB. Terms apply. That's code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and now it's also available on Amazon Fire TV in the free Fire TV Channels app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering every league. Find Locked On Sports Today, now available in the free Fire TV Channels app. And remember, you can catch every pitch of the Yankees hometown broadcast with SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search the word Yankees. So we have a rubber game. This isn't a game trying to avoid a sweep. It's actually a rubber game between the Yankees and the Rays. Once again, it's a 6:50 start. I kind of like those, even though I sort of forget about them. And it's 7 o'clock. I'm like, oh, yeah, the game started. Whoops.
Is it weird, though? These 6:50 starts, it feels like the games don't end earlier.
Right. They
still end around 9:40, 10 o'clock. They go longer for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know why either. And it's a good 20 minutes too. Yeah. Because usually it's like 7:10, sometimes 11 or 12, depending on when the first pitch is thrown. And yeah, like I was hoping these past two games would be a lot quicker. And no, weird. So Nestor Cortes, 4-7 with a 3.41 ERA. He's become one of the more reliable guys in the rotation right now. A month ago I was calling for his head. I'm so sorry, Nestor. And now I have to eat my words because he's doing better than a few of the guys in the starting rotation. He will be facing off against.
Be warned, they don't score when Nestor pitches, though. Take the under tomorrow.
Also, the guy pitching against them has the dreaded 4.50 ERA.
Oh, yeah.
Shane Baz. So, okay. Maybe Nestor pitched well against the Rays in Tampa earlier in the season, and he had that really good game against the Marlins in Miami earlier in the season. So maybe because he's a Florida native, he might actually do something different on Thursday. Maybe.
We'll see. He's a Miami guy, so
we'll see. No, I know, but it's Florida. It's his home state. I mean, would I do things better in Buffalo? Who knows? But it's New York, technically, even though it's really like Canada. Have you ever been there? By the way, sending love to anyone in Buffalo who listens to us, because I know you guys were like inundated with tornado warnings and actual tornadoes that touched down on Wednesday. Because it's not enough that you guys get snowstorms and lake effect snow that drops 4 feet of snow in like 24 hours now in the summers. You have to worry about tornadoes like you're living in Kansas or something crazy.
Beautiful.
I'm just happy that this isn't a game to avoid a sweep. It wasn't an explosive win. It was more of a team effort because the bullpen had to keep things going because Stroman only pitched 4 1/3. And they weren't exactly lights out, but they got the job done. And
win's a win.
A win is a win. So
it's sad that we feel that way at this point in the year. It's sad that we've gotten to the point where we're saying win is a win. But you know what? They got to win out of the game. They got a chance to win. They got a chance to win a series going forward. That's what you have to look at it as the most important thing. They can go forward and win a series of something that they haven't done in forever. I would think they're going to lose the Baltimore series. So get a series win, go into the All-Star break with a little bit of confidence. And again, they need the All-Star break worse than anybody in the league. They seriously do. They just need time away from each other. Hopefully it's with a new manager, but I think if they win this series, I don't think they're going to change the manager.
No, they're not changing the manager. Actually, they're not, because I saw a headline when we were looking for things to talk about in segment 2. I just Googled Yankees, and the first thing I saw was an article from the Post saying that Boone has a vote of confidence.
Oh, great.
From the Yankees. So he's not going anywhere.
Good to hear.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. And I'm like, who is voting who? What is this vote of confidence? Where is it coming from? Because
this team, man. We do it to ourselves by rooting for him. We do.
Isn't that so funny to say as Yankee fans? Isn't that so funny? Yeah, I just would like to have the good feeling back. I'd like to go into every game thinking, not dreading every game. That's what it is. I dread watching these games. And I know I joked about it on yesterday's show that you guys don't have to watch these games. You guys can take nights off. We can't because we have to cover the team. But you guys can give yourself a break if you want to, and you choose to watch because you're masochists, apparently.
In part. I mean,
maybe.
Ugh.
All right, one more time. You can join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. There's a link in the description under our YouTube videos, a 14-day free trial. Like I said, I sent out the lineup today. I sometimes send out news. Oh, the Tim Meza minor league signing. We forgot to mention that. That happened. Okay, he's a body. Sure. Cool. Good move. Reactions to the games. Just, you can text us anything. And for Fan Mail Friday, you will get top priority if you're an insider. But if you're on YouTube, you leave your questions under the pinned comment on our videos Monday through Thursday, and you'll get your questions answered. And remember, you can catch every pitch of the Yankees hometown broadcast with SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search the word Yankees. That'll do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We'll see you tomorrow for Fan Mail Friday.